Hello, and welcome to a short review of the Hornby Deeley 3F. So the first thing to say is obviously it makes a most repulsive noise. I've tried oiling the gears, cleaning up the motor. Somebody who knows more than me will have told me what I've done wrong and I can hopefully correct the problem. But yeah, maybe it's just age, I don't know. But it's a very noisy engine. A lot of trying ones are, but this one is even more so. She's not boxed, and she was I think my second impulse buy during lockdown. The locomotive is just covered in rivet details. You can see the smoke box has got a lot of them on, and actually next to the smoke box you can see the securing screw that holds the locomotive to its chassis. She's not got the separately fitted handrails because this locomotive dates back to 1958. The tooling does anyway. The maroon version was only from 1968. Now, separately fitted handrails cost money to produce, and that puts up the price of models, and trying was all about being cheap to compete with Hornby 00, which most 00 locomotives did have handrails. There, look, a locomotive from the late 1950s produced by Hornby 00 with separately fitted handrails. They really were ahead of their time. That is actually a really good model. There's not a lot of cab detail on this model. There's a few gauges, but the motor sticks up right through the cab. I've done my best to cover it from a side view by adding a crew. You can see the driver and fireman. Actually, I think I put them on the wrong side. I'll have to look up photographs of that. There, I think that's correct now. They might have been right before, I don't know. I really need to look at pictures to see which side the driver and fireman stood. These tenders, this tooling actually had an interesting adventure on its own. It would go on to become part of the L1, 2P, and the N15, which I've actually got an N15, so I might show that someday. But yeah, this is a Fowler tender. As I said, it did get slightly remoulded to become other things. I know, I forget which video, but Oscar Paisley showed it in one of his videos. He does good videos, Oscar Paisley, if you're interested in vintage models. The locomotive cost me £28 during lockdown. That was with postage. And of course, lockdown, that was when all the model prices were going up, so £28 what you pay for one now, but as I said, because people were bored during lockdown, I'd see these going for as high as 50 quid. So I think, at the time, I think £28 was okay for one of these. Anyway, so this model has actually been featured in a few of my videos in the background. He was getting rescued by the crane when the Lima Crab brought it in after he derailed. I call him Deeley after his designer because obviously he's a Deeley 3F. And his face comes from a knockoff Busy Bee, James knockoff Thomas Wooden Railway thing. I just stole his angry face because I thought it looked good and it fits perfectly on the smoke box door. I like to imagine him as the type of engine that his favourite thing to do is just go on the main line and travel at 5 miles per hour just so he can slow the express down. Another thing I looked up is the real 3775 was broken up for scrap in 1955. And I like to imagine as they were cutting up his smoke box, I like to imagine this scrap man, he got his hand bitten off by Deeley because he's a horrible, vindictive engine. The face was originally meant to go on my Hornby 00 Castle class, but obviously my Castle is 3-rail, so I can't run it on my layout, which is actually why I'm showing it a lot in this video, because it's off to my side, and because it's 3-rail, and actually I don't think it even worked because the wiring's gone all horrible in it. I'll probably never do a video on it, so there you've seen a little bit of my Hornby 00 Castle in this video as well.